Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Some interesting progress here on the Sony. So I swapped the screen, plugged everything back together, didn't want to boot. And then I go, what the heck could it possibly be? And it turns out, when I went in, this camera over a little bit so you can see. When I pulled the connector, this little guy right here, for the touchpad, boots up just fine. So, turns out all along, it was the touchpad. Go figure. Anyway, so what I want to do is, of course, I'll pop that back open in a minute. What I want to do is go and pull the hard drive off, batteries out. I was doing some troubleshooting, so I figured out, okay, I had the USB disconnected, didn't make any difference, but as soon as that touchpad came off, lo and behold, she works. So what I'm going to do is pull the touchpad from Stinky and put the original screen back on, make sure that works. The reason I want to do that is because the original screen is not scuffed up at all. The screen, the one from the Dilder, is scuffed. So at the end of the day, it looks like I'm going to have a Brian's Vaio, whatever, is going to have the original screen, original everything, 2 more gigs of RAM, and I will have a semi-functioning laptop with no working touchpad. I hate touchpads, so I don't care. So, I'll need to buy a power supply for it. I do not have a power supply. And the battery shot. So, it might end up being a little desktop replacement just for kicking around my office. But for now, I want to I gotta kind of pull this thing all the way apart again. And, pull this thing apart again, put the old screen back on, because there's nothing wrong with it that I could tell. For some reason, this motherboard is faster than the other motherboard, but they're the exact same model number. Don't know. Whatever. So I'll probably end up making this into like a little, probably a little Linux machine just to play with. So, knock on wood, I will get this pulled off. 1, 2, 3, 4. My wife and I just finished rewatching MASH, the complete series. That was kind of interesting. It's been years since I've watched all of them. I actually was one of those many of hundreds of millions of people who watched the last episode when it aired back in '83, I think. So, gives you an idea how old I am. Anywho, did I forget to screw? Am I still okay? Oh, I gotta make sure the cables are all disconnected on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's just 4 screws. Hinge goes this way. So, I basically paid, I don't know, $60 for the donor computer. It was in better shape than I expected, so I really can't complain. Alright. this keyboard's in better shape, so I'm glad it's going to be all original except for this touchpad. All those are off. Actually, gets hung up on the card. Did I forget the screw? No, I didn't forget the screw. There's no screw over there. Why are you not coming up today? There we go. I could have sworn I flipped that connector up. There it is. Alright. So, what's busted is this guy here. I never would have thought a bad touchpad would cause a laptop not to boot, but I guess stranger things have happened. Let's see, how is this mounted? 1, 2, 3 screws. I love that. This pushes up. That's that. And how does this come out? Let's see. Looks like clips, maybe? Where is it? This? Oh, this kind of pushes in. Oh, I see it here. Two little plastic clips hold it down. So yeah, this is what actually caused the problem. The touchpad here, very strange. Do not see anything obviously wrong with it, but let's take a look at the other one. Looks virtually identical. See, there's a lot more gook and hairs and ewy things in this one. I think this one I need to clean the edges a little bit. But this is going to be a very nice present for Brian, as he sent it to me. Again, he was my first ever paying customer. That was, oh my goodness, 5-6 years ago maybe? Maybe even longer. I'm not sure. I can't remember how long it's been. I think it was a recap job I did for him way back. So this one's okay. And then this just, this kind of comes out carefully. You can see there's gunk on the corners there. So I'm going to grab a Q-tip. Run a little low on alcohol. just clean it up. These aren't Q-tips, these are actually industrial swabs. They're very pointy. Don't stick these in your ear. You're gonna have some eardrum damage. Alright. So this is the old one. I'm going to put this one in just so I don't get them confused with each other. I'm not going to plug that connector in though. So no, that one's bad. Bad connector, bad. But like I said, I don't like touchpads anyway, so maybe I'll make a little quasi desktop out of this little thing. It's still an i5. It's halfway decent. I think it's already have an i5 laptop. I have an old Fujitsu. I think it was a life book or something. It has a rotatable touchscreen, which is kind of cool for its time period. It's about 10 years old. So that's I already have a laptop. I've got another whoops, what's over here? I have a i7 sorry, an Windows i5 machine for I used to do my videos on there, but it's never without the dedicated video card. It's one of those little all-in-one little computers. The problem is this doesn't have enough video encoding oomph, whereas this machine here, even though it's only a 6-core some AMD chip, it has a old NVIDIA card which has NVIDIA encoder built into it, so there's very little. I mean, even though I'm doing 1080 at 60 frames a second, I am at a whopping 24% CPU. Alright, so this is the bad one. Alright. So now this goes back in here. Oh yeah, so yeah, I have this machine. It's running Mint something, whatever the hell the latest one is, and does a really good job. Better than my Windows machine ever did. So. Plus, I'm just more familiar with how Linux works anyways. I've been using it since '99, so I mean, I've been using it since you had to like compile all the extra software yourself. I mean, even back then, RPM existed, and I'm sure Deb did too. apt-get, but I started out with Mandriva. Or Mandrake, I should say. It was Mandrake back then. Straight up Mandrake. And Mandrake was sure that didn't poke or anything. Screw it somewhere. Okay. Too many screws. Make sure I'm not bulging on this other side here. Must have all the clicks built in there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alright, so that is all mounted up now. Alright, so now off to the screen swap again. Which I thought was a problem, but it wasn't the problem. Bigger screwdriver. So the screen swap. Yeah, since I started back when, I mean, RPMs existed, Red Hat Package Manager. Is what RPM stands for. It worked okay, but a lot of times you had to go through, especially with video drivers, you had to compile them yourself. I don't really miss those days much. Though back then you had to be serious if you were a Linux user, because there was no light duty back then. You had to know what you're doing. I mean, it was still, I mean, honestly, installation wise, it wasn't much harder originally than, like, the OS wasn't much harder to do than the Windows 95 at the time. 95 was, or 98 at the time, could take a while, and it could be a bit touchy as well. And if I remember correctly, this just, come on. This is the only one that comes through. Does the antenna wire pop out? No, the antenna's there. So yeah, that's when I started using Linux quite a while ago. So when I go to use a computer, my main computer, and when you see behind me, that's running Ubuntu. This one's running Mint. I got one over there running Ubuntu. And I got another one running Mint. I got half of them, and well, sorry, my laptop's running Mint Debian Edition, which is actually kind of nice because if Ubuntu ever disappears, Debian is never really going to go away. It's like the origin of all your. If you're not familiar with the Linux world, the great like divide, other than there's some, I won't get into some of the esoteria, but the big difference is the package management system. They're either going to be running there's a couple different package managers, but your most common is your either Debian.debs, which uses the apt system, which is actually quite elegant, or it uses the RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. And they even make translators, so if it only came with one type of pre-package. Packages are for non-Linux people are kind of like installers, for lack of a better term. That's right, this was the screw I couldn't get to come off earlier. Of course, now Linux, they have flat packs, they have snaps. The new Ubuntu 22 uses snap, which is I hesitate to call it Windows-esque, but it's like it's a package that includes all of your extra files. Because Linux does not use DLLs, dynamic link libraries, but it does have dependencies. So if a package is done correctly, it'll have all the dependencies listed in it, and when you do apt-get, it will get all of the application and all the dependency files and make sure everything is all copacetic and downloads okay. Which I appreciate. I like easy stuff. And why am I missing one screw? I am still missing one screw. Which I don't like, because that screw is slightly crucial. Well, first off, I'm going to see if I can get this silly little screw out. Now I need to find the missing case screw. Where could you have gone? That is so weird. Yeah, so as a courtesy, I'm going to give Brian a little extra RAM. And where the heck did that screw go? Dear, oh dear. Where's my bucket of screws for this thing? Hold on a second. Crazy. This is gonna drive me nuts. Okay. So no, I have to have a complete set of screws because I have two of these things. And where's the screws at? I had a container with all the screws in it. No. I shouldn't do this stuff late at night. Oh, where did you go? No. I had a bucket of screws. I swear. Alright, this is the bad one here. Where'd my screw container go? This is the good one. I'm gonna drop this in before I forget. Yeah, it's 12:40 in the morning right now. So, oh, there's a screw right there. Hey. Okay. Now. That little hold down screw is annoying me a little bit. This needs to go in correctly. Kind of has to wedge in there first, and then you can push her down. Why are you not? You came out of this system, you should go back in. This is your original home. Don't you like your home? So, I'm just gonna put that little screw in there. So now this is back to its original screen. Where else screwdriver go? Oh. That's right here. Oh yeah, I gotta feed this right. That goes there. This goes here. weird to me. It's like, I think both of these kind of like clip over here. This one kind of goes in there. This one goes on top. This guy here. Oh, I can see the channels right there. There we go. Got it. Since I can't seem to get that one screw out, I'm just going to put this ground wire under this lug here. Start you slightly. Electrically, it's all the same point, so it doesn't matter. So the good thing is, when this is all said and done, this is actually seems to boot up and be a fairly capable machine. So I don't know how much Brian paid for it, but even factoring the cost of repair in, I think he's still ahead. Okay. One, two, three, four there. This little guy is the antenna. Sorry, this is the antenna that goes up to the screen. This has got a nice little well-managed wire channel there. Here's your Wi-Fi card. With itty-bitty little coax connectors, which my hands are getting tired of installing. Oh, come on, this is your original board, original connectors. Let's go. Come on, baby. Get in there. There you go. Oh, son of a diddly. Alright, so that needs to be connected to the other side. Looks all good. Flip you back over. Back with the original. Oh, did I forget to plug that in? Yeah, you can't get at it from this side, it's on the other side. I knew I forgot something. That I don't need to take these connectors off for. I can just take the screws out. That's one for the history books, though. Not booting because of a bad touchpad. Would never have expected that. I mean, without having the whole system, there's no way I would have been able to find it. So, no regrets there. Oh, these connectors can't take too many more insertions, so I gotta be careful. Up too many more times. Yeah, all connectors have a certain number of insertions and removals they're rated for, and you don't really want to mess with the gods in terms of exceeding the ratings of connector insertions, because once you get over a certain number, I mean, some do 10, some do 20, some do 100. I'm guessing these are probably in the 20 to 30 range before they decide to stop working correctly. So you do want to be mindful if you're doing repairs. Just don't go willy-nilly connector in, connector out, connector in, connector out. Particularly like these style here, they're not rated for like a crazy number of insertions and removals. So that's my friendly advice for the day. Connectors do not have infinite insertion and removal life. Even like USB connectors, you only get a couple thousand usually. That's why, like your cell phone, eventually your connectors will no longer make contact. Even C, nothing lasts forever. So that's why I'm being kind of careful about how many times I'm doing this. I don't want to induce a latent failure sometime in the future. Latent failures are the worst. Those are like caused by ESD events. You notice I'm on the ESD pad this entire time. Alright. That's good then. Now we can flip it over. Nope, gotta put the rest of the screws in. And of course, the more I have this open, the more likely there's an ESD event. And that's not good, but everything is pretty well isolated right now. We're all at the same ground potential. Keypad, the touchpad in this time. Touchpad's in. This is the control panel, the little power thingy there. Then you just have your keyboard. These flip connectors can actually do quite a few, but you will end up causing an issue eventually. Oops, that did not seat all the way keyboard's in. I'm not sure what this one is. What is that for? Oh, don't know. Alright, keyboard's back in. Which one's the better one? This one is the Super Multi-Writer. Back housing. It's this one. Retention screw, retention screw. I think it uses all the same. Drive cover. This one. No, this is the original. Yeah. Let's see. This one smells better. Okay. Hopefully this is the good battery. We'll find out in a minute. Put the rest of the screws back in once I figure out this is actually working. Drive activity, yay! She boots up right away. She goes. Hot tamale. Nice. Yeah, see it. Actually, it's booting up. Touchpad actually works. Shut you down. I'm not sure which battery is the good one. I don't think this is the good battery because I'm not showing a charge. Shut down. Where's the other battery at? Alright. Don't think this is the good battery. I put it down somewhere. Alright. Screen. Oh, there's the other battery. Let's see which one's the good one. Oh! This one, Good, it's showing solid. Alright, that's the good battery. The other one's the bad battery. Alright, so we got a good battery, more RAM, boots up. Screws. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of screws. You know, these are the old screws. Where the hell are the newer ones? Where'd that bucket go? This is starting to irritate me slightly because I know I put them all in the same spot, so they won't get lost. And here they are. These are all the original screws. If I remember correctly, this will be the 3 of them little black guys go down here. One, 2. Make sure it's all nice and snapped together. So, successful repair. Key touchpad. Still can't believe it was a touchpad. That just blows my mind. I don't know why. It's like, really? Touchpad, really? Is this the right screw? It's kind of old and crusty, so I don't know if I love that one or not. It can't be that one. That one's too big. Let me pull these two. I don't like how crusty those are. These look like screen screws. Yeah, those are too big. Alright, so it has to be short little guys here. So before anyone gets any ideas, unless you're Brian or Brandon, we're buying a new controller. I'm not really doing any outside work. Like I said, this was as a courtesy to somebody I hope I get to meet in real life someday. Meet him at the Galloping Ghost or something, that'd be fun. That's where those big screws go. Brandon's out on the West Coast though, so doubt I'll ever meet him in person. Though he seems like a very interesting fellow, goes all over the world. And like me, he's one of the few people who actually are interested in the game Tiger Gamecom. He's also Brandon's also where the learning computers from as well. So that all being said, if anyone wants to donate any old machines for me to look at, I will gladly do that. Though I'm sure there's a lot of other tech channels out there to dig through old hardware. And new hardware. Oh, I just got a Sharp Zorus SL6000 in the other day. The only issue I'm running into is that the... Let's see if this is too long or not. Yeah, that's too long. Is the memory backup battery is low. So I'm probably going to have to crack that sucker open and see what little cell they used for it. The main cell seems to be working okay, But I might someday have to go through and build a custom new cell for it, replacement for it. So, yeah, got that to look forward to. I think the only other thing that annoys me, I've got one little piece of cracked plastic over here. I might go ahead later and just glue that. It's just this one piece over here, just so darn thin, it snapped right on me. But other than that, this thing is actually really decent shape. Hopefully not too worse for wear. My main thing is I'm just fascinated by old hardware. It's just neat stuff. You see how, even if it's crappy old stuff, it's still interesting to see what engineers tried to come up with. Yeah, the Sharpsaurus was a Linux-based PDA. Now I have a 5500 and the 6000. Those are both the American ones. I never had the 5600, which is like the 5500. I got one right over here. But that's the things I collect are little handheld personal digital assistants, which were all the rage before the iPhone came around. Get in your hole. There we go. Alright, let's do a quick inspection here. Let's see if I missed it. I did miss one because I still have one screw off there. And I have one other screw there. Purchase that needs a longer screw, I think. I'll use one of these guys then. Now she's all back together again. Let's see how Humpty Dumpty does here. Yeah, it's got one little piece of plastic I want to glue. Windows 10. Still want to show off his email address. Hey, okay, you can see it on the screen or not. Yeah, there it is. You can see the mousey. Alright. Excellent. So I am going to let this charge overnight. Figure out what little bit of glue I want to use on that. Yeah, not a huge fan of super glue, sign accolades, because I just kind of tend to be difficult to control. I don't know which battery it is, because this one's not showing a charge either. Or they're both bad. Who knows? Alright, but I think that's enough for tonight. I'm going to double check my battery choice here and find some glue to fix a little bit of plastic on the outside. But other than that, it's done. Should be able to get it out one day, I think. And Brian will have a nice Merry Christmas. Everyone, thank you for watching. I know it's a kind of a long one. It's not 50 minutes long or so, but Everyone, thanks for watching, and if I should have some more videos before Christmas, but anyway, it's coming up soon, and everyone have a great and safe holiday.